Mark Rogers TV talking to the class of 2017. We catch up with Antwan Owens, defensive tackle out of Tallahassee, who is signed with Georgia Tech. Antwan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. And so it's Georgia Tech after 27 offers. So a ton of teams coming after you. You land in Atlanta with the Yellow Jackets. So just let us know why you made that selection.
I feel like Georgia Tech had an edge on all the other schools when it comes to academics. Me and my family are real big on academics, so I feel like that was one of the deciding factors in where I attended school at. Also, just the environment that Atlanta provides. It's not a easy road in Atlanta, so I feel like I would be able to grow and mature as a man away from home. And it's a lot of things to do in Atlanta, but it's also a lot of challenges. So you have to stay focused, and I feel like that was one of the things I wanted to achieve going into college. I wanted to not just have the easy road. I just wanted to actually learn and live life. So therefore, when I get older, I could probably give the advice to my kids on how everything's not going to be easy, but you're always going to have challenges you got to overcome.
Through the recruiting process with Georgia Tech, what primary coaches did you work with?
Coach Mack was my primary coach. Coach McCullum. He was a pretty good dude. Just a very upbeat, social guy. I really liked his demeanor, the way he came off. I really liked the way that he treated me and my family very well. We came there on a visit, and even when they showed so much love coming down here.
Antwan, you played high school football in Tallahassee. I may have to look this up, but I think there's a school that's there in Tallahassee. I may have to do some research on that, but I think there might be a school that you're going to have to play in the ACC from Tallahassee. But you're playing some big-time college football in the ACC. You probably get, aside from the Florida State influence down there, a lot of SEC talk, but you're going to a conference that has really upped the ante in recent years and really played on the big stages very well.
Yes, sir.
In regards to your game, what are you looking on to get better as you prepare for suiting up this August?
One of the biggest key factors for me is, really my technique and get my hands and hips right. Trying to get it more explosive off the ball, dealing with bigger tackles in the ACC. You got to be more athletic on the end. Got to be more, have to be more stronger. You have to be more of a finesse. You can't just, try to bull rush somebody every down. You have to really, hone in on what you want to do when you get out there. You have to be, very, very aware of what you're doing out there because, like you say, it's a very big stage of football and it's very easy to get embarrassed out there.
So you got 27 offers. So not just talking about what the coaches from Georgia Tech had to say, but just every recruiting situation you found yourself in where you were communicating with head coaches and assistant coaches. What did they primarily say about your skill set and what you bring to the table?
Really just my versatility. I have the ability to play inside or outside. So really, when it comes to that, I really have no limit on what I can do. I could get outside, I could go against the tackle, I could beat them off the edge, I could move inside, I could come off the ball explosive and probably shot the guy in front of me. Plug up the holes for the run. Really that for me with the coaches. They really told me that really the sky's the limit for me. I could only limit myself in what I do. So that's why I continue to press every day and go hard.
Joined by Antwan Owens, defensive tackle or possibly defensive end. He's pretty versatile, as he just explained, signed with Georgia Tech this past February. Antwan, we're looking ahead mostly, but let's look back a little bit on your high school football career there in Tallahassee. So just give us some of the highlights and what you learned and talk a little bit about Florida high school football.
The biggest thing is, I had the advantage of going 2 years at Lincoln High School and then doing 2 years at another powerhouse football team, which is Godby. So I feel like, I learned from the best of both worlds because those two high schools are primarily the most dominant in football in Tallahassee, So I feel like I had a chance to, to learn from the best of both worlds, from best of both coaches. And, my years at Lincoln, I started as a sophomore on varsity. So I feel like I had the experience coming from sophomore on varsity to a senior. So I had leadership. I had, the people to guide me in the right direction. So I feel like as a senior, at Godby, to to do the things that I did my senior year, I feel like it was just all God's plan in motion, because I could have been, doing anything else, but I was playing football. And I feel like Florida high school football is just a different world from everything else in the country, because I feel like down here is really, in Florida, you really have two options. You play football, or you go outside and do other things that's not productive. So I feel like having those outside influences from everywhere is even more reason why the kids in Florida go so hard the way they do, because we feel like this is our only way out. This is our only way out of Florida.
So you make your way to Georgia Tech. I'm sure you have goals for your future, but it's a grind at the same time. You got to focus day to day on just trying to get better. Yeah, I'm guessing that you're graduating in a few weeks, sometime in June, and then you're going to hit campus. Work out with your teammates, and then the coaches join you that first week of August. What are your plans in regards to? Are you looking at this as a 3 or 4 year development process, or do you to possibly get some playing time in year one?
Caution, talking to Coach Mack and Coach Pell, I take every day now as a grind. I'm constantly in the gym every day, getting better. I work out with a personal trainer at the place I work out with, so I'm constantly trying to get better. I don't want to report there, and I want to report above all the other freshmen that's reporting with me, because I feel like if I come in at an advantage at the edge, and I'm gonna have to show them I'm gonna have to get on the field, this year, because I feel like I've been grinding. I feel like I've been, doing the things that I need to get done to be on the field this year. And that's especially coming in, in May, because I've did all my work and everything like that in high school. So now I have the free time to actually, where if I want to go work out, I do that. I could go on the track and run, because I did all my work. I completed everything. So that was a really big part of it.
All right, Antwan Owens, top recruit out of Tallahassee, plays defensive tackle, defensive end, and has signed with Georgia Tech, and then gets ready to head to Atlanta here in a couple months. Antwan, we appreciate the time. Thanks for sharing your story with us, and we look forward to seeing you on the field.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rogers, for having me.